How's it going, Club Genetech? And welcome back to Q&A. My name is Coach Mariano Sanchez, and we have the wonderful, fit, and extraordinary Steve Gendreau here joining us for the podcast. Steve, thanks for joining us. I know you're busy. You've been in meetings since 6 a.m. this morning, right? You've been in front of a camera, so I thank you for taking time today.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great to be here, Mariano. It's a real honor to be able to have an opportunity to chat with you in this venue. Yeah, it's been great. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, thanks. And so, Steve, what we try to do here is just catch up with members. I know we've all been away from each other for a while, so it's a good way to stay connected and a good way to motivate people here, right? And so, Steve, what I want to talk to you about a little bit is you could share a little bit your story or your philosophy kind of on fitness and how well that you balance like fitness and life and being a father. And I know you have two little ones and that's not easy. What is your take, or how do you balance all that and work at a high level?
Yeah, I guess fitness for me really is finding a balance between a healthy body, a healthy mind, and healthy spirit. I would like to say that it's not always been a healthy balance. Certainly during graduate school and kind of my early days at Genentech and when the girls were born, that's all thrown out of whack. And I think for me, having the opportunity, right, and the ease at going to classes at Club Genentech and now taking classes online, that type of consistency has been really important for me. I really look forward to it. It's one of the highlights of my days to have an opportunity to work out with the team and really to connect. I mean, so much of what I enjoy about the classes that we take in your coaching, Mariano, is that connection. I can expand on this a little bit, but I remember early on when I first started taking your classes, you really had a very strong gravitational pull. And so you brought people and really you were a very strong community builder. And I think a lot of your students recognize that and enjoy being in that spirit. And so you've really kind of cultured that type of atmosphere. And so for me, a lot of it is also social, to be able to see how other people are doing and seeing their progress. And also to competing with some of those guys and very strong girls in class. Right?
And you are pretty competitive. And when you mean by, I do get pretty loud and try to draw people in. I do have that kind of energy early in the morning, and I appreciate you recognizing that. So you talk about it's a balance of fitness and mind and spirit and health. How do you go about that, like your everyday life, as far as just like your nutrition goes, and how do you go about that? Because that's a big aspect too.
Yeah, well, I think for fitness, my physical fitness, that's pretty easy. I think it's just consistency. And you've seen this, Mariano. I've been really lucky enough to work with you for over 3 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I was just looking at that. I was doing some homework before this interview, and it's like, wow, one of the first classes that I took with you was over 3 years ago. And I don't know if you remember the first time. I was very different back then. I think our first workout, one of the first weeks, you had us outside doing wind sprints. And after that day, I pulled a hamstring, a quad, and a calf. So I was on the shelf for 3 months, which was pretty intense. And so for me, at least the fitness stuff is snapped in place, right? We have classes at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm really grateful for that. And so that allows me to enter my day. And so the physical investment is really put behind me. And that really just sets me up to have, I think, allows me to focus on work. And when I'm done with work, to focus on my family. I'm not stressed out about if I'm going to work out, if I'm, if I'm able to really invest the time in myself, that's when I carve out that 1 hour where it's really kind of building kind of my own, really, my own time for myself to really feed my own soul. I think for nutrition, that was also it's been an interesting road that I've also been on. I think I told you this, Coach, but it was probably 4 years ago when I got a really rude wake-up call after visiting a physician, and I learned that I was pre-diabetic. And that really changed my approach. And I was still working out at that time, not working out with you, but I was running and lifting weights, but I really didn't commit to changing my lifestyle. And I think it was really that wake-up call that had me really think about my diet. I went on a couple extremes where I went to a keto diet for a while. And I tell you what, I had some amazing results, like most people do the first couple months, but man, I don't know if you've ever done it. Have you ever done the?
I've done similar, yes, yeah.
It's no fun, right?
Not very sustainable.
Like you can only, right? I mean, how much bacon and eggs can you eat and steak, right?
Yeah.
And so I just found that it was unsustainable and decided that really wasn't for me. But I was really lucky because my wife, Erica, she was coaching people through a 30-day fitness plan. And so she became a healthy living coach. And so we began to integrate a lot of the practices that is part of the 30-day healthy living. And, that really did a lot for me. It opened up and it made me more aware of my diet. It also opened my eyes to some food sensitivities that I had no idea. And so we probably live on that diet 80% of the time and maybe do a full 30-day healthy living style 2 or 3 times a year. But it's been great. I think for me, I can really tell the difference in my body. And I feel that not only can I tell the difference in my body and how I carry myself around, but I can also tell how my performance is and my recovery has changed.
Uh-oh, hope we don't lose you here. Steve, you there?
Door to door.
All right. So you're definitely committed to getting there early in the morning, right? And I always appreciate that about you. And I didn't realize till I swung by your house one time and I was like, whoa, you are pretty far out of your beautiful, beautiful area. So what advice would you give listeners out there? What advice would you give them as far as maybe staying active or just finding the positive in a time like right now? I know that's a tough one to do, but what advice would you give people if they're listening out there?
I guess it's so different for everyone. I guess what's worked for me, and I think that's really what I can reflect on is just consistency, right? And I touched on this earlier, and I see being physically fit as an important element of maintaining my mental state. For me, they're connected. They're intimately connected, and so that's really important. And I see it as time for myself. I don't see it as a chore. I really look forward to it. And I think it took me some time to get to that state, but for me, it's been that consistency and having that mindset that this is something that I deserve and it's going to make me a better person. It's going to make me physically better. It's going to make me a better employee at Genentech and hopefully a better husband and father, but that remains to be seen. But I also think, as I mentioned earlier, just community. Like it's really fun seeing your group each morning, right? Whether we're in class or outside running sprints or doing stairs or now virtually seeing you guys in 2 dimensions.
Yeah. The good old,
just, for me, it's another outlet and it's another way I can connect to the community, showing up each morning and seeing smiling faces who are optimistic about what we're going to get accomplished, who are so excited about getting into it and trying to get 1% better each day. And I think that's something that a coach once shared with me, that we're not looking to scale the entire mountain in one day, that we need to get 1% better. And I think that mentality has really served me well in just being very consistent.
Yeah, 1% better, and that's what it's all about. And I definitely do miss waking up every morning and training with this crew, the Champions crew, right? We should give them give the Champions a little shout out. It's great to have Heather back. Heather Lee, if you're watching, Heather, thanks. We appreciate Lizette Lizette's back getting after us, so that's always great. We're
Mm-hmm.
missing Rajiv. Let's get Rajiv back in here. Yacht Club.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who else do we got out there? You can think of any more champions there? Aaron McNamara, can't forget that.
Of course. Well, now Adelpha has joined us part-time.
Adelpha, yeah, we got the original champ back. Adelpha, hopefully get Raph back in here.
Mm-hmm.
Get all our champions back in here training. And then we have Steve, of course, that leads the pack most of the time in any group that you're in. Steve, how does that feel?
Oh, it's I don't know about leading the pack. It's just great to be part of the community.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I said, it's that type of connection, I think, that really lights up my fire.
Yeah. And me too. And I think that's why a lot of us kind of get into this field. Why I get in the field, I feel, is to create those kind of communities and think more than outside of fitness, right? It's about, like you said, being mentally and spiritually enriched too. Steve, I know you're super busy. We like to end these with a little rapid fire questions. So something just a little fun, a little silly here. I didn't really prep you too well for these, so I'll be a little nice to you. Say whatever comes off the top of your head. If you could be any superhero, who would you be?
Ooh, any superhero. Oh my God, who wouldn't want to be Thor?
Thor,
right?
Good one, yeah.
He's a god, right?
I like to be Thor. I like there. What's your how would you like your steak cooked?
I often order it how the chef would have it, which is typically medium rare.
I'm going to use that next time. How would the chef have it? All right. What's your dream job?
Ooh, I have it already.
I love it. Great answer. What's your favorite song?
Favorite song? Oh, that's such an awesome question. Goodness, there's so many. I think one that's really special to me is Friday, I'm in Love by The Cure. My wife and I got married on a Friday.
Oh,
that song has been really
I love that. Beautiful. I'm going to have to look that one up. Describe yourself in 3 words.
I would say analytical, committed, and caring.
Oh, very nice. What flavor ice cream would you be?
Oh, interesting.
And I agree with those 3 words.
So let me ask you this question. Is it my favorite ice cream, or is it an ice cream that no one would want to eat because I wouldn't want to be eaten?
Your favorite ice cream.
Okay. It
Actually,
has to be
both. I want to hear both now.
I don't know the latter. Let's see. So it's a battle between, it's an old school one. It would be like Oreo cookie versus like caramel chocolate chip.
Ooh, I'm a Oreo cookie fan myself. What's your favorite summer activity? I think I know this.
Favorite summer activity? Oh, I'd love to be doing it more. Fly fishing.
Fly fishing. Yeah, I love it. The river runs through it, right? Let me see. One more. Who's your favorite cartoon character?
Oh, cartoon character. So if this is illustration, I would have to say Calvin and Hobbes. Probably Calvin.
Calvin and Hobbes.
Remember Calvin and Hobbes?
I do not.
Bill Watterson was a great artist.
What's your favorite film?
Favorite what?
Film. Your favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie.
Another ridiculous.
Empire Strikes Back.
The Empire Strikes
Easy.
Back. That's a great one. I actually just watched that not too long ago. Right, I watched that. All right, and then one of my favorite questions. What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the quotes that you would come up on Friday Quote Day, but I don't know if you used this one. I'm gonna paraphrase. It's Maya Angelou, and she said something to the effect that people will forget what you say, people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel.
Say it, man. I love it. That is great. And that is true on every level possible. Hey, Steve, thank you so much for taking time. I know you've been in front of your laptop all day. I really appreciate you. Guys, thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you hit like and subscribe here. Leave a comment, maybe with your favorite quote. And stay tuned next week as we have a conversation with David Devoske. I hope I didn't ruin his last name. He'll correct me next week, I'm sure. David just smashed everyone in the My Zone Challenge. So we'll get to hear his story next week on how he's able to run half a marathon almost every single day or something like that. Okay? So guys, yeah, exactly. Till then, thank you all so much. Please stay safe, y'all. Stay healthy and stay fit. Thank you, Steve.